welcome back everyone for a winning All-Valley Cobra Kai watch party! The All-Valley tournament at the end of Season 4 was one of the most anticipated moments of the series. Heavy favorite Robbie took a slight distraction and ended up losing to Hawk in sudden death overtime. So ultimately, it came down to yet another rematch between Sam and Tory. This was the third time they fought each other, not to mention how many times they faced off against each other. It began with those first encounters at the beach club, where they took an instant mutual disliking. Sam went out of her way to bring Tory down and ended up on the dessert table. It didn't get much easier at the roller rink. The mood was as cold as ice when Tory spied Sam chatting up with Miguel. She even said so.
Ice.
This got the girls into a shoving match, and Sam and Robbie kicked out. Boom, bye. The drinking match is an example of Tory willingly taking on a massive disadvantage and then Sam profiting from it. Tory had been drinking and drinking long before this match started. She was already drunk. The fact that she lasted as long as she did is proof she is far superior to Sam. But at this game, Sam had luck on her side and pulled the upset win. Then, of course, the school fight. Obviously, this fight was exciting and brutal and violent. Ouch. In the end, Sam scored a good kick that knocked Tory over. But she did end up in the hospital and suffered some major PTSD. She was not well. It haunted her for quite a while. In fact, all the way until their next encounter. That, of course, was at Miyagi-Do, where Tory attacked Sam, beat her ass good, brutalized her, and killed her. Oof, that's rough. I mean, it was a dream, yeah, but talk about a brutal win for Tory. Fatality. They fought again in the LaRusso Mance brawl. The weapon fighting was a step above for sure. Sam managed to disarm Tory, but Miguel and crew shut the fight down before it could go any further. Tory issued her infamous threat at that moment.
It's not over. This will never be over, LaRusso. You hear me?
This isn't over, crew. You hear me? This is not over.
Oh, this isn't over.
This isn't over, Troy Barnes.
This isn't over yet.
This isn't over. This isn't over by a long shot.
This isn't over.
This isn't over.
This isn't over yet. Mortal, this will never be over.
This isn't over. Oh no, not by a long shot.
This isn't over. You haven't seen the last of Kaka Poo Poo.
And of course, Sam responded.
You know where to find me.
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 Ah, such tension. Season 4 kicked off with the All-Valley tournament on the horizon. It was coming and coming soon. It also saw a shift in Tory. Her priorities changed as she had to protect her family. She got back into school, but Sam used the opportunity to lay down threats. It was rough and dangerous, but it worked. Prom was a bust for Sam. Miguel spent the night ogling Tory like any guy would, and she spent the night checking out Robbie because she never got over him. It led to Sam striking first and ending up in the pool. Miguel thought she would be getting wet, but not like that. This all led to the biggest karate tournament of all time, the All-Valley. They both blasted through the preliminary rounds while Carrie Underwood sang the moment of truth, something many fans would rather forget. In the end, it was Tory and Sam in the finals, the result of which would determine who will control and dominate karate in the valley. Never before had such high stakes been committed to film. Can you imagine the pressure they were under? It was a very tough fight, a lot of back and forth. Sam came out strong and aggressive, using the badass style she learned from Johnny Lawrence and Eagle fame. She scored a point. Tory was thrown off guard and consulted Silver and Kreese. They said she needed to up her Cobra Kai game. She got more aggressive and scored 2 beautiful points on Sam. Sam was frustrated and trotted over to the side to ask for help. Daniel and Johnny agreed she needed to use her style. It was a touching moment. She came back and busted out some Miyagi-Do kata to get into that position. In the Miyagi-verse, there is no greater warm-up than doing some kata before the referee says fight. This certainly invigorated Sam. She was now tough and fierce and fighting harder than ever. She was getting the upper hand when the first confusion happened. Sam hit Tory, but the referee called it out of bounds. It's like in football, when you catch a pass while out of bounds, it doesn't count, so no point was awarded. Now there is no instant replay at the All Valley tournament, so it comes down to if the call was correct or not. Most people focus on Johnny.
She went out after she got hit.
Except Johnny and Daniel are the last people who should be trusted here. Not only are they obviously biased, even more so, they're on the other side of the mat. There's no legitimate way they could tell if Tory's foot was in or out from their angle. So of course they would shout or yell for their side, which would be Sam scoring the point. It would be foolish to view them as a neutral or even authoritative perspective. In fact, they have about the worst view in the room. But still, we know the ref was trying to work for Terry Silver. Isn't that enough to believe he fudged the call for a no-point award? Not necessarily. As is very clear, even a biased ref has limits. We saw this in Season 5, and even earlier in this match. Hawk beat Robbie in a clean fight. The biased ref can't do anything, which brings us back to this supposed point in the out-of-bounds line. You have to remember, this shot isn't all that there is. The tournament has a specific line judge right there who would have been able to determine if Tory was in or out of bounds at that moment. Most people forget because they don't see her here. However, she's right there. A qualified, unbiased woman judge. She's literally right on the line and has the best view in the house if Tory were in or out. The other refs make calls throughout the fight. This one would be no different. In fact, it is reasonable to assume she called it out of bounds and the head referee went with it. Keep in mind, there is no discrepancy or difference of opinion. There's no moment where they consult to see if she was in or out. The only conclusion is the unbiased ref, who happened to have literally the best view in the entire room, agreed that Tory was out. So you can only assume that no point should be awarded. It was close, but the right call. The fight continued, and Sam pulled up another Miyagi-Do kata with her leg up. It was quite a sight. They fought hard, and Sam managed to score a clean hit. Yikes, no biased ref there. It was now tied 2-2. Match point for control of the valley. This is where the next point of contention arises. They start the next point and have a back and forth. Sam throws a poor kick that Tory is able to catch. There's a brief moment where she looks like she's gonna kiss her, but that would be going in a completely different direction. Sam is able to get some leverage and toss her over. Tory misses a kick, then Sam dives over her for some reason and rolls. After the roll, Sam actually leans in. Look, she leans over Tory, who continues to roll and hits Sam's face with her elbow. Elbow strikes are not allowed, so the referee called a warning, elbow to the face. A lot of the Sam fans claim Tory should have received a point deduction for that. Why? Why do they think that? And they are so in unison in their belief. The only reason anyone would even suspect that is one stray line of dialogue from Johnny.
That should be a point deduction.
But then it really just comes back to the same reality. Why would anyone take Johnny as some unbiased source of the All Valley tournament rules? Clearly he is biased, and clearly no one else, even Daniel, thinks it was strange the referee just issued a warning. One thing about the rules that seems absolute is the referee is given a latitude of discretion in applying penalties. This goes all the way back to 1984. Johnny did an elbow to the knee on Daniel. What did legendary referee Pat Johnson do?
So you okay? Can you go on?
Oh yeah, he checked if Daniel was alright. And then...
Warning for illegal contact to the knee.
Oh, look at that. An illegal elbow strike resulted in a warning. So why do so many people think an illegal elbow strike would be a point deduction? Because they're as biased as Johnny. It's just coming from him. Clearly the discretion of the referee involves how the fighter's competing. Johnny actually fought a clean tournament to that point, so one illegal elbow strike was only a warning. Likewise, Tory fought a clean tournament to this point. Plus, the elbow strike was clearly and unambiguously accidental, because she couldn't see Sam as she spun and Sam was literally leaning over her. People say this referee is biased, but I will assert that even the great Pat Johnson would have done nothing more than give a warning in the same exact situation. You remember Barnes was deducted points in Karate Kid 3, but that was because he was fighting dirty the whole way through and flirting with the rules.
Light contact is allowed to the body, and I do mean light, Mr. Barnes.
You see, that's important. I think that distinction is more than clear enough to ignore anyone saying Tory should have had a point deduction. It doesn't even make sense. Plus, you can clearly see Tory is out of bounds. Remember, the black is out of bounds. So the whole thing needed to be called off, and nothing should have counted. That also likely contributes to the referee trying to not award or take away points from this tie-up. This is more than enough to conclude Tory did properly win the tournament and is the All-Valley champion. It seems clear, had the fight been the same, she would have won even if it had been officiated by the great Pat Johnson. But unfortunately, Pat Johnson wasn't available. And as such an ideal character and model citizen, she feels bad about Terry Silver's insurance policy. But it ultimately doesn't change the truth. She won that trophy, it's hers. For Silver, that is just how the elites operate. Silver wanted to fortify the tournament against any mishaps. Sure, we would all like to avoid that cloud hanging over our win, but in life, that is rarely possible. Even the cleanest victories have points of condition and disagreements on judgment calls. So there you have it. Tory is the All-Valley champion, and Sam took a well-fought second place. Maybe she'll redeem herself at the Sekai Kai. We'll have to see. Have a great day. I'll see you at the next watch party.